Welcome to the Hot Rod Hangout Podcast.
Whoop whoop.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
And tonight we have Dillon Aistrop on. What's going on, man?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Oh, just living a dream.
Yep.
Got way less stressed out than I thought I would be after seeing my Cadillac with holes in the side of it from cutting cancer out today.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Trying to make it less for when we take it up to get painted. Not that I'm trying to rush him, but trying to do the stuff that I can do before it goes up there, so he don't have to wait on me to come up there to do it.
Yeah, sure, fair enough.
So, you are a builder for the High Class Trash Build-Off, but
I am.
What originally got you into this crazy car obsession?
Well, what got me into it, technically, I don't know. I was born into it, let's just say that.
Okay.
Born in 92, and I went, in March and went to a car show in June when my dad picked up a 56 Chevy. So, it's been hot rodding from day one. So, our grandpa has hot rods. He actually runs, well, no, I run it now, but car club that he started in 1960 called Eliminators Car Club, that they used to run Minnesota dragways and hang out in the garages and stuff. And now I'm running it and have my groups of buddies hang out and do hot rods too now. So my stepdad's into hot rods. He has a drag car, Plymouth and some other hot rods, stuff like that too. And so does my step grandpa and grandma. They have hot rods. Dude, there's no escaping hot rods. So
oh, yeah. So we all have one. What's the car that got it?
Yeah. To be honest, I'm gonna say,
other than every single one as soon as you sell it.
Yeah, because of after owning over 100 cars now, there's, I don't know. I think, for me, I guess I don't really regret it, because then I bought another of those cars I regret, or got some of them back, and I'm just that's just a different chapter, So it's kind of fun being in a different car and starting that adventure for me, I think. But I guess if I got to pick one, it would be my 4-door 51 Mercury that I chopped and bagged. So I guess I'll say a Mercury, because I've always wanted a 49 to 51 Merc. So, yeah. But we'll get into that, and that's what we're doing for the build-off. So we'll talk about that whenever you're ready. So
we'll get there.
So I guess if that's the car, it'd be that car. But to be honest, owning from mini trucks to hot rods to whatever, it's all different chapters to me. They all have their places. So
yeah, that's we always get, because we mess with mainly older stuff, and we always kind of get pigeonholed. Oh, this is what you like, and it's no, I like everything. I just might not necessarily want to own it for long.
Right, and that's the hard part. Is I love and admire a lot of styles, and then when you go to try to build your own, it's hard to hone a car in on when you like so much, But
I've always been the shiny paint causes stress dude, and and now the Cadillac is 100% a shiny paint car, or gonna be a shiny paint car, and it's but I am doing a little bit of hood rat shit. There's some bead roll panels in
there gotta do hood rat
stuff, just trying to kind of keep, because again, I don't, it's definitely going to be the nicest thing I've owned up until this point.
Sure.
But it's got to have a little bit of flavor in.
Yeah, a little bit of you in there.
Yeah, a little bit. So currently, what is your favorite car that you own?
Current favorite car? Probably my Mercury. So, even though it's a POS right now, I dude, seeing it still sit outside and coming home and seeing that 51 Merc out there, it's yeah, sweet. Yeah.
I do that with the Cadillac. This, like I said, it was the bucket list car. So I told Ashley when we picked it up and we're coming home, I'm I don't know, I guess this is it. I build this car and then I'm done. This is what I've been trying to get to. Where do I go from here? I
wish it could be a cleaner one,
yeah.
but I think it's going to fit the build off really well. You know what I mean? Like it's a good chance to get it going and do what I want to do, and then I can, after all that is said and done, then hone it into what I want. So
what class are you in?
So I entered in originally to be in blue collar, and then Jeremiah was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about bumping you." I'm like, "Well, I'm here to party, so wherever you want to put me, let's do it." So now I'm in the Outlaw Class. So with the $10,000 budget, that's like, yeah. So I'm in that group now. I'm like, oh, geez, all right.
You know, a lot of there's a lot of y'all that do have a following or have popped up, or you see stuff from everybody. Sure. But some of these guys, like I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'm like, because there's a lot of y'all coming on, and I'm super excited because I dig what y'all are doing, especially the showing that you don't necessarily have to put $100,000 in a car to have something cool.
No, and to have fun, right?
And there's a lot of I was talking to somebody, and they're like, yeah, well, the guys, the big shop guys are gonna, obviously gonna come with the best. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like
some of the garage guys, that are just the weekend warriors.
Some of these guys that are like coming, and we haven't had them on an episode yet, so I haven't got like details, but I've seen stuff that they've built, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like they got some skills.
Some of the backyard shop weekend warrior guys, or just the hot rodders that just love building. You'll be surprised.
Well, and a lot of it is kind of goes back to old school hot rod mentality of you don't have the tool, so you make it.
Pretty much, and that's how it is at my house.
I don't have that tool, but I got a pole. Or I seen the other day, dude took a welding tank and flipped it over and made like a radius where you could beat it and make like a bowl or bend,
Oh, sure.
And it's like, I would have never thought about flipping a welding tank upside down. And
right, like
I don't know how many times I've grabbed the bottom of one and been like, oh, this is a cool handle to get it in the back of my truck. But never clicked in my head like, hey, I could use that to make a shape.
Right. So it's funny you say that, because like the 41 Ford that's in the shop right now, he wants to do like whatever year Mercedes-Benz headlights. So I literally took round rod over a water pump pulley to bend my radius to fit his headlight. It's funny, like sometimes you just got to get crafty with it and make things work. It's not always about like all the tools you can have, because some of us can't go out there and have all that,
And sometimes the stuff that the tools that you make, or the ideas that you come up with on how to accomplish stuff, some of that makes the shit cooler than if you'd have just, because to a point, billet parts or CNC parts or, all that stuff it's nice and it's clean and it's duplicatable.
Oh, sure.
But sometimes, depending on the mission for the car, it doesn't fit.
Right.
And a lot of times, and it's not just one group that gets this way, but the build has to kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Or it has to make complete nonsense.
Right. Or it has you scratching.
It's either got to all make sense and go together, or it just has to be so off the wall that it doesn't matter. Like, oh, the car weight, like, oh, it's a blown tea bucket. Like, okay, that makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense. It's off the wall. And a lot of what the Rat Stock build, or Rat Rod magazine build off, a lot of those cars, that's what it was. It was just taken. Yeah. And then this build off, talking to Jeremiah and talking to the guys that I've talked to so far. And it's like, I still question a little bit of the budget. Because like,
Yeah.
Apparently, y'all's marketplace is different than my marketplace. Because those deals...
Dude, marketplace is bizarre.
Some of those deals don't exist where I'm at.
Maybe, yeah. That deal was probably like 10 years ago deal. But
I also we have stuff that y'all can't get. Because I've talked about it there for a little while. Be like, oh, I was going to send, my buddy used to live in Texas. And I was like, I'll just send you with a bankroll of money and bring me every C10 you can find out there. Because they were cheap there and you could bring them here.
Right.
And like, oh, it's a rusted piece and it sort of runs $20,000.
Yep.
And then, and our Model A's. He was at a shop and a dude pulled up and was like, hey, do you want to buy this Model A for scrap? And he's like, yes. And the dude fired it up and drove it off the trailer. He's like, why are you scrapping it? He's like, it's not worth anything.
It's okay. I'll take it.
I'm like, oh yeah. Like, and then you go out to the West Coast and it's like, you can't buy that car for that, but then you come to Florida and they're cheap. It's crazy.
Right.
Different locations, which is also another thing with the build being, nationwide, even into Canada. I believe there's a couple Canadian builders.
I think there's is it like 2 or 3 builders or something like that?
With it being that way, there's going to be that group of,
for sure.
You necessarily can't find that deal in Minnesota, but that guy in Washington State can find it, or Ford versus Mercury in Canada.
Right.
They got shit that we didn't get.
True. And their options in their whatever they're building, they're
so it's
it'll be unique for sure.
It's going to be cool to see, and there are going to be some crossover and in models, but you're going to get to see a lot of the different creativity of how to make it y'all's own. And
I think that'll be the fun part about it, is seeing the difference and everything.
Yeah, and
then then meeting the people along the way too. But
yeah, and there's going to be some similarities because shit works.
Right. Well, yeah, and then being that the style it is, there's going to be something that's going to follow into the same group somewhere. But
so, doing the Merc for the build off, what is the plan? Or what plan do you want to at least release to the internet?
I will tell the world, because the more people that get to know it, maybe it'll help this guy out a little bit. But I don't know if I think pretty much everyone knows Voodoo Larry by now.
Yes.
But he's building a Merc wagon right now, and just love his work. So if he's hearing this, I want to come check his Merc out. He's only in Illinois; it's not too far.
No, he's not.
But he made his out of a 4-door, and he made a hard top and blah blah blah. But my Merc's a 2-door and it's a 51.
Okay.
But I have a wagon roof, so I want it. And he actually used a different, like a 60s roof or something he inserted in. Anyways, but I'm going to chop the Merc 3-4 inches, make mine a hard top, add the wagon roof. Gonna extend the fins out on my quarters, do a headlight treatment, shave it, bag it. I got 56 Chevy rear quarters for the bottoms and skirts for teardrops. And it's just, it's going to be kind of radical, I guess you can say, radical custom.
That's definitely going to be cool. And again, like we were talking about before the podcast, that's where it blends in. It's a rat rod, but it's also a custom.
So I'm going to leave it, I guess depending on how the build and timeline goes, I'm probably going to leave it bare metal, and then I'll put a clear over it for that whole deal. Maybe I'll do a lace roof or something fun up top. But then when I get done with all that, then I'll bring it back and blow it back apart and paint it, and so. But yeah, that's the plan with that. It's already on a 90 Cadillac frame, and it has a small block Chevy Vortec and R4, and it runs and drives. So it's a disc brake already. It's already body dropped over the frame 3 inches, so it's gonna lay pretty low when it's all done.
Sweet.
So
and there is a good chance, that Voodoo Larry will hear that. because he does listen to a couple of our episodes.
Nice. I think it's gonna be. Even the wife was like, "You gotta drive that," I'm like, quite aware. I gotta drive it from Wisconsin all the way down to Mississippi and back. But I think that's gonna be kind of the fun in it too. Is you get to build something and meet, like, hopefully convoy down the road too with a bunch of the Minnesota guys that are in the build off and just truck all the way together.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be fun. And if, like I told Jeremiah, if there's time, I got a 52 Ford bread truck that if I plan it that way, I want to do like a camper deal out of that. And then I'll haul the Merc down and we can cruise 2 cars for fun,
Yeah. Cause one car is not hard enough.
No, I mean, we're not going for finish quite yet. So, let's see what we can slap together.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So and you probably know this with the painter background, but we discovered a product when Ashley was trying to protect the finish on her car because she doesn't know if she wants to do an actual paint job or just do rust repair. Flood Pentrol.
Okay.
And it was originally designed for a paint hardener for implements. And with it's not a linseed oil, it's not a poppies, you don't get that stickiness. It's not going to get it doesn't affect the metal.
Oh, sure.
So you use linseed oil, it doesn't matter what you do to that paint, you're going to deal with it later.
Yep.
So with it, and the first time you can brush it on, it self levels. So the first time we just paint brushed it on, but you could see the strokes. So the next time she did it, she just poured it on a sponge and basically just made full car length wipes.
Oh yeah.
And the first, I would say, you want to leave it a day. And then after that, it's fine. It's not tacky or anything. And depending on where you're at, our cars sit outside. So she gets about 4 months out of it before it's time to do it again. And it's it's not as shiny as Poppy's shiny.
Sure.
But it's also
not. But it still gives you something, gives it a little depth to it.
It's not as matte as the matte. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you faked patina.
Hey now.
Well, no, I know. Poppies, that doesn't. If you put poppies on real patina, if you put the shinies poppies on it, it looks like you faked the patina because it's so bright.
Right. It's so bright. Yeah.
And it's man. Which there's people out there that can fake patina and they're good at it, and then there's people out there that should stop.
Yeah. I think I fall into that category where I should stop.
I guess it goes back. It has to make sense.
Right. I think that's why I'm just going to stick with maybe bare metal, or I'll throw in a primer. Down here, if you're going to patina a car, you patina underneath the windows because it's hot. So you'd have the windows down. That's where it's going to rust, is your sweaty arm. Oh, sure.
But up there, maybe you don't patina underneath of it because you're not driving around with the windows open all the time.
Well, I can tell you, all my patina characters is from bottom door up because of the rust and all the snow
and again, like we were talking, y'all deal with rust. We deal with it like the bottom quarter or bottom half of the panel, and then the roof because the sun bakes it.
Yeah, you just get to bake it.
And then y'all deal with it, the snow halfway up the car.
Oh, I know. It's probably I feel bad for the build out so far because there's snow all around that fucking car. Well, and it's I'm not ready to put it in the shop and do what I got to do. I'm gathering all my parts so I can just be focused and just go crazy.
It was probably a month ago, and Mario Kalea, which he's up in Ontario, he'd posted like, oh, I was hoping to get a test drive this car before the snow fell, but I guess I'll have to wait. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. It's 72 degrees here. And he replied back like, jerk. And I'm like, well, and he's like, yeah, we hope to get to double digits by the end of the week. And I'm like, what? He's like, it's -4. I'm like, oh no.
That's brutal.
I'm like, no, sir. No, that doesn't even, like, my thermometer doesn't even go to -4. Like, that doesn't even exist. And then the other night, was it last night? One of our listeners up, he's Illinois, Indiana, somewhere up yonder. And he sent me, he's like, oh yeah, here's snow. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm outside in shorts and flip-flops working on my car.
I think there's one of the guys that are in the build-off. I think his name, I could be wrong in the name. Maybe his name's Paul. He was in Ormond Beach. And I was like, so I sent him a picture of last time I was in Ormond. I'm like, dang it. Like 66 degrees here. And, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
His episode comes out Thursday.
There you go.
When you're hearing this podcast, guys, go back to last week's episode. That's Paul. And he'll tell you what he's doing for the build-off.
There you go. And then I was like, so I messaged him. I'm like, man, that sucks. Like, it's like 15 degrees here right now. I'm wood burning my shop to keep heat so I can just build cars.
That was the show I was telling you about. That was the show you went to, was the Bad Apple.
Got it.
And they do CNC Bad Apples. So the year that her car was in Airbnb jail, it was an American flag.
Sure.
And then last year, I had walked my back to death, and I was like, I don't care what it costs. We're going to register your car so I don't have to walk across the highway, and you're not going to win nothing. And she ended up winning the only trophy I said on a podcast that I wanted to win. It's a rotten apple, and it glows in blacklight.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm like, because trophies themselves, like, I would rather a cool trophy, like a moonshine jug or something that you're not, like the plastic trophies. Doesn't do anything for me. Like we do. Yeah,
you just go to any store and get one.
Yeah, we do skateboards for our show.
There you go. I did a pinstripe a bunch of like random car parts for our car show.
That's
that
perfect.
We did here. Yeah.
So
because anyone can just go get a piece of plastic that says first place on it or whatever, you know.
And some people.
Not wrong with it. Just saying.
I get it. Some people, ask us why we don't do a top 30 at our show.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I hate to break their hearts that they probably wouldn't win one. Because if I pick, it's probably not going to be that guy. But for us, it's more the story.
Oh, for sure.
Tell me that you got your toes crossed to try to make this joker home tonight. Or tell me that 4 days ago this car didn't have a motor in it and that Cummins was hanging from a gantry.
I am so I'm I've been texting Jeremiah a lot, and I'm looking forward to like hey, I'm heading down, and I'm so worried, like, dude, bro, I'm so worried about like the other side of what can happen. I'm like I could care less what I win or anything. I'm like, I want to meet cool people. If I get a T-shirt out of it, sweet. And then I want to just truck back home. So,
and that was kind of when, with the build off side of it, it's less about actually winning and more about doing, getting together, enjoying the camaraderie of what's going on. And it's like, okay, that's because really and truthfully, that's kind of what hot rodding was. Like, it wasn't a solo journey. It was you and your buddies built crap, and then y'all went and drove it, and you figured out, along the way. Because, like, that 10-day road trip I was telling you about, like, I was telling people at work, like, oh, I'm going on this road trip. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're taking old cars. There's 4 vintage cars and 4 vintage campers. We're going to camp in campgrounds. We're going to go down the West Coast. And they're like, what happens if it breaks? And I'm like, we'll fix them. And they're like,
yep, but
what about this? And I'm like, that's part of the journey.
That's part of the adventure.
Like,
I think a lot of people fail to realize, like, all the things that could happen in a hot rod can still happen in your daily.
Oh, very much so.
You know what I'm saying? But people don't register that part. But like, if you have roadside or if you have whatever on your insurance, you're going to be in the same boat as that other car would have been.
Yeah.
So take your chances and enjoy it. Like, go hit the road. Like, I tell people all the time, they're like, well, what guy in the hot rod? I'm like, it's like going behind an old school windshield and just going on a drive blows out going in it like a daily driver all the time.
Well, and there's so much difference because like Ashley's car has been rock solid. It's never broke anywhere but in our driveway.
Dude, see, you shouldn't have even said that.
It's broke now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
It's broke now. But
it broke.
Yeah. It's getting a motor. I don't know what's going on with it. It is haunted. But it had never broke down anywhere but in our yard. Every problem it's ever had since we've owned it has been in my driveway.
Well,
that's perfect.
Pretty fair, at least.
It has always made it home. So we had taken it 2 hours down, about 2 hour trip one way, and the car was never been on the interstate at this point. And we were riding over there's 4 or 5 of us. And they're like, hey, we're going to hop up on the interstate for one exit. Are you good? And I'm like, not really, but yeah, I guess. If y'all are all going, I guess I got to go too. And it did it. It was fine. It was okay. I mean, the car sounded like it was going to fall apart, but the motor sounded good, so it was fine. We're good. Well,
we're good. Keep going.
So we get off the exit, and it was like the longest exit on I-4. So it was like, I'm thinking like a couple miles. No, it was a long exit, but whatever. So now we sit in traffic to get into where we're going. So it got warm. Hydro-locked.
No.
But I parked it. And they're like, hey, we're going to move over here. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be right here because it's not going to start again. And I'm going to let it cool off, and then we're going to drive home. And that's what we did. So I stopped to get gas like 10 minutes from the house. And it didn't want to start again. And I was like, all right, so this will be the first time that I got to come back with a trailer. So I had a buddy, and he's like, hey, man, what are you doing? I'm like, I was just hanging out, man. What's up? And he's like,
what are you up to?
He's like, we're gonna swing by the house. And I was like, cool. Swing by Bevel's Corner and pick me up. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, we got to go home and get the trailer. And then we got to go back and get the car. And he's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, old car shit. And, it's not a normal vehicle. So it's sitting at the gas pump. People are driving by like, oh, nice car. And I'm mumbling under my breath. For fucking a Big Mac, I'd give this bitch to you. Fucking shut up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
pretty much. It's like not the time.
Like I'm pushing it, but like not acting like it won't run. Like to get it away from the fuel pump. Like, and I'm just like, this motherfucker. So he comes, he picks us up. I come back to the house, hook to the trailer, we drive there. And I'm like, you know what? This car has 100% success rate of getting home. Before I ruin it by pushing this joker on a trailer, I'm going to try it. I reach in, I breathe on the key, it fires up. So I tell Ashley, I say, hey, throw the ramps on the trailer, you drive the trailer, and I'll drive the car home. She's like, okay. So my buddy, his brother has never been in anything like sort of old.
Sure.
So I'm like, you want to ride with me? And he's like, yeah. So he gets in and he like shuts the door and I'm like, oh, you got to slam it harder. And he's like, what?
you really got to slam them.
I'm like, you got to shut it. Like, be a man. So he like shuts it and I'm like, cool, that might work. And he's like looking around. I'm like, what are you looking for? And he's like, seatbelts. And I was like, no, there ain't no seatbelts, bro.
Not this year.
I'm like, I said, we die like men.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh,
welcome to Hot Rodding.
So like we pull out and her car is like stupid low. So
what? Is it like static drop low?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've raised the car 3 inches since we bought it, and it still scrapes on everything. So like the rear end hits the frame occasionally.
That's okay. Those heavy bumps will get you.
The drive shaft smacks the bottom of the floor every once in a while. So like we're cruising.
Self-clearancing.
It has. So far it has. So like we're like cruising along, and I hit a little bump, and he's like, and he's like, what was that? And I'm like, oh, it was the rear end hitting the frame. And he's like, is that bad? And I was like, yeah, it's fine.
That's fine.
I hit the railroad
and this
track.
part's fine.
So I turn left to go over the railroad tracks, and I hear his door, click, and I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't shut it hard enough. And he's like, did the door just come open? And I went, no, I mean, you still have one more latch, but
yeah,
you should probably shut the door.
Yeah, when we slow down, give it a good slam again.
Yeah,
I always love that. Like you never shut an old door hard enough because it'll always bounce back onto that first latch. Yeah. Like, no, you gotta give her.
So like we're pulling in, and like we turn down our road, and it's hear mufflers scraping on the ground, and it's like, and he's like, what is it? And I was like, yeah, it just makes noise, man. It's what makes this cool.
Character.
You can hear the attitude. Car.
Yep.
It's weird. It's not, like I get in my daily and I hit the key and I expect it to run.
Mm-hmm.
This car, it's not the car you take when you're in a rush.
Yeah.
If I'm late or running a little bit behind, I might as well just call and say, hey, I'm going to be late.
That's funny. Like, every time I drive my hot rods to work, I'm either late, I break down on my way to work, or it's like, dude, I should have stayed home.
Like, you go out there and you're like, and it started fine for 4 days in a row.
My Model T. Yeah, my Model T, I drove it like the week of back to 50s. I drove it all week to work. The first day, hung a belt, like just chucked it. And then I was like, okay, fix that problem. And then my transmission came loose. Then I'm like, okay, fix that. Then Peace and Grease podcast, back this weekend, blew the drive shaft and pinion all of it. I'm like, okay. Like, yeah, you just don't bring your hot rods to work sometimes.
Well, I would go out and, every time I go out there, hit the key, breathe on the key, it'd be fine. And then the one time we're running behind, and you walk out there and hit the key, and you can crank on that joker for 10 minutes. It ain't going to run.
Yeah, finally, it's not having it.
You're like, you have to go.
Yeah, you don't have much choice right now.
Like we have to take you to the car show, or to the cruise in, or to whatever. I'm like, you have to start. And it's like, so then you text and you're like, hey, we're going to be late. And you give it.
It's always that one car club member or group member. Hey, I'm going to be a little late.
And you like, so then you just like look at the car and you're like, okay, we're late. It's fine. You breathe on the key, it starts and runs perfect. And I'm like, you just have to accept it. It's just, it's not the car you take when you're in a rush. Nope. And, like I said, it's never, it ran with no alternator for like a week and a half.
That's crazy.
I would drive it. It has an Optima battery. I would drive it. It would start running like shit. And I was like, why the hell does it run like shit? It gets to temperature and then it starts running like garbage. Like, what is going on? And finally, so we bought the car. We took it. I didn't have concrete, so we took it over to my mom and dad's house. We lifted it, found an exhaust leak, stuff like that, just piddle stuff.
Oh, sure.
So Ashley had never rode in the car. So like we get it home and I'm like, hey, let's go run up to the gas station, put gas in it. She's like, okay. So we like pull up and we're in pajamas. Like we are not like
just bumming around.
We are the people of Walmart at this point.
Oh,
but like she's not getting out of the car, so she don't care, and I don't care. So like I put fuel in it, we drive, and we're cruising along, and I'm like, yeah. And everybody at the gas station like, oh, nice car, man. Like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, yeah,
like
right,
cool. We get like, I don't know, probably a quarter mile from the house, and I let the clutch out, and it dies, and I'm like, what in the hell? And I'm like, man, I know it's been a while since I drove a millennial anti-theft device, but I did not just stall this car. Fired up, dies. I'm like, what the hell? So you get it out of the house, and I'm like, what the hell, man? So then I try to crank it, and it doesn't crank at all. And I'm like, what the hell?
No, we really did it.
So I charge the battery up. I start it, and I'm like, it runs. Cool. I'm like, throw the test leads on the battery. I'm like, it should be charging. Nope. Still has the same 12 volts in it that we started with. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe it takes a second. Maybe it takes a little while to get excited.
Rev it up a little bit.
I'm like, nope, 12 is it. And then it was like 11.9, 11.8. I'm like, we're going the wrong way.
The ship is sinking at this point.
So I shut it off, and I'm like, cool, whatever. But the weird stuff is it would run like shit when the battery got low. I'd park it, and the Optima battery was like, I got you. And the next time you fire it up, it'd run great. Until the voltage dropped.
Is this low-key a sponsor at this point?
It should be. There's 3 of them out there.
Anyway.
Cadillac got 2 of them.
Oh, man, that's funny. Anyway.
It's like, but this time, so it started, there's a zip tie holding it in time.
Classy.
It was running we fired up, and it immediately started running like shit. And I was like, what the hell? It's like, I'm trying to figure it out. And I reach down, and I hear the unlatching of a zip tie, which we all know that sound.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the hell? And I was like, and I seen the zip tie when we bought the car, but I never really investigated why it was there. And
sure.
I'm like, well, that's not good. So I'd bump the distributor, and it moved. And I'm like, wait a second. Oh. So I grab the distributor, and I rotate it. And I'm like, try it. She starts it. And I'm like, I'm turning it. And it stops. And the car's running great. And I'm like, wait a second. That zip tie was holding it where it wouldn't turn.
Oh, no.
So what do? You throw an extra couple zip ties in the glove box.
Yep. Put a new
one
on back all hot rodded.
And away you go. And it's been that way since we've owned the car. So
it's just part of the car.
So now, it was intermittently, it would lose spark. And I would run a jumper wire from the positive to the positive of the coil. It'd fire up, I'd take the wire off, and it'd run fine the rest of the day. And I'm like...
You just had to carry that extra wire with.
Weird. So then, now, it has no spark. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't spark.
Oh, no.
So that's now funny. I'm like... I messed with it for probably a week after work. And it wouldn't work. And I'm like, you know what? There's a small block sitting there. And I don't have a car for it, so I guess your car's getting a small block.
Nice.
You just got to put that on the list of shit to do now.
Oh, pretty much.
So, unlimited, we know you have a $10,000 budget for this build, but unlimited budget, what car would you build?
Still a Mercury.
Hell yeah. Then you're building the right one.
Well, maybe not this one, but yes.
Wow.
This car, so I got rid of the Model T to a buddy for a Merc and an international truck for it. But I was like, I missed mine, so I got another one. It's a 2-door now, so it's kind of cool. But if I had the money, it'd be something that runs and drives. And then go from there, do the chop, do interior. This is we're going ground up all over again. So, but it's a 40. It's always been in my head as a 49 51 Merc. Even a 49 51 shoebox. And that's because my grandpa, he has a 51 Ford shoebox that was in Rods and Customs in the 90s. And dude, I love white wall, tuck and roll, lower down. Just traditional old school, all that look. So, but it's just another Mercury or this Merc, whatever. I'm stuck with it. I like that thing. I've had a lot of chop top, old 53, 54, Chevys and stuff too. But it's something about the Merc, I don't know. I think maybe it's the body line. I don't know, but they're sleek.
Yeah, Mercs. So, a lot of people do them, but they're still cool to see.
See, and that's where I think, where Voodoo Larry's, I loved his Hawaiian, his 4-door he did, and then I like what he's doing with the wagon. But I think like doing my because I'm not starting out with a good one, so I don't care to hurt anyone's feelings on what I do to this car. So like I just want a radical Merc that, you know, like it's not gonna be like French headlights like a lot of them. It's gonna have like I got 55, I think they're Plymouth, like headlight buckets and like kind of like the Packard style. Like I want to do like a different treatment to it, you know. Or then I got a 53 Chevy grill I'm putting in it, you know. Like I'm going a little bit of all the other odds and ends of parts. So, because I mean, at the same point, I love Mercury's. They all start to kind of blend in to a degree when you start seeing the same grill, the same look, the same caps, like, you know, like, I don't know. So, yeah. I figured doing something radical, though, especially in the build-off, like, a lot, like, I don't think there's going to be a lot of I could be way wrong, too, but you don't see a lot of that in that type of build-off. You know, so I think it's gonna be a fun thing to bring.
And that's what I was getting ready to say is you're probably gonna be like half or stepping out of the box on choice of starting car.
Yeah, I think that's where Jeremiah probably like me about that whole deal is like, okay, he has a sweet spot for customs too. Like he just picked up his shoebox. And I think it's already probably just he's like, okay, this is gonna be different. It's gonna be kind of neat. So yeah.
When you're picking something that's kind of out of the box, you're also not competing against another one. So it kind of sets
just
you
doing it for myself.
Apart.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm just stretching my skills and my creativity point is what I'm looking at it. And at the end of the day, if people like it, cool. And if not, I'm still gonna like it. So. Like,
I mean, and that's kind of where it's at is you got to build the car that you want,
right?
You know, and the couple people that have shared with me what they're building, there's some different stuff out there. Like Paul is building a Jaguar.
Yeah, I've seen some little things here and there of his. Yep.
Yeah. You know, and he goes into detail. I can share that. But you know, and it's awesome to see the different routes that people are taking because.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of creative and a good bunch of like to for people to like tune into and look at because they're gonna be like, holy smokes, there's a lot of difference. Like I don't know how many people are gonna be rocking like wide whites and like I got sombrero like hubcaps for mine, you know, like caddy caps and stuff. I'm just like, I don't think a lot of people are gonna be running caps and white walls in the rat rod build off for all I know, but I'm like, I'm rocking caps and skirts and everything, you know.
There might be some white walls, but
definitely might be a couple white walls.
Definitely the sombreros. That'll set you apart. Yeah. And like I said, the car itself, because you know, there's not it's kind of a blend, and it's kind of you know. I accidentally said like, "Oh, your style," and you corrected
me. Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that, dude. I love everything. That's the issue.
And it's awesome to see that, or it's awesome to hear that because that's me. You know, I can appreciate.
I can go hang out at a mini truck show, and I love mini trucks. I can go hang out at a rat rod event, and I'll be looking at every rat rod. I can go hang out at Good Guys events and love watching autocross, pro touring. You name it. Like, if you know, or going to the drag strip for the day, watching like my stepdad run or my grandpa, like any of that. Like, it's all fun, you know.
And that's, you know, I can appreciate anybody that shows their passion or puts their passion into a car, even if I necessarily don't
like drive with that or get down with it. Yeah, but you know, the fact that they're out doing it, give them appreciation. I feel, you know.
Because people, like iconic cars that have come along the way. I'm not a muscle car guy. You know, 69 Camaros are badass. I love looking at them. I don't want one.
Right. I'm with you on that.
You know, cars that it's just not me. And I know it's not me. So I'll go check it out. I'll tell you that it's a badass car.
Admire it.
And I want you to tell me, you know, I want to be there for you for that. but it's not me. You know, stock cars. There is something to be said about somebody that took the time to put a car back or kept it, you know, what it was when it rolled off. My mom and dad's 65 Fairlane is a beautiful example of a car.
What? That's so funny. What year did you just say?
65.
65?
Yeah.
That was my first car I drove in high school when I got my permit. Took the bus in the winter, put a tonneram on my 289, and I drove that car to school in the spring and fall.
So
65 Fairlane, 2-door hardtop. And then went to Canada.
Yep. His car. So
that's funny. What are the odds of that year?
When we
1 year only car.
What happened?
It's a 1 year only car too.
Yes, it is.
65 is.
Yep.
So that's the cool part about those cars.
So he, when we bought the 54, you know, he's how I got into hot rods. And then we kind of got out of it and went to the bike stuff. And when me and Ashley bought the 54, they kind of started looking because he was either getting ready to retire or either soon to retire or had just retired. So they were kind of looking for a little ice cream cruiser car. They're not the road trip, you know, they're not gonna haul off for, you know, a show 6 hours away. That's not them. So they found this cute little 34 pickup truck, and it was funny. I was looking at it because I was thinking about, like, I would just go buy the truck, or like I would go try to make a deal on the truck. And he sent it to me, and I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. And he's like, I think I'm gonna go look at it. And I was like, well, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, that's kind of more me than you, but okay. You know, because he is the muscle car, you know, the 60s car era.
Sure.
And I'm like, you know, that's kind of more me than you, but all right, cool. You know, whatever.
Right.
And it, like, no room. And, you know, we did little pilly stuff on it, rewired it. I built a seat for it. You know, just little stuff to try to make it as comfortable as possible, but it just was never going to be the cruiser car. No AC, you know, it just wasn't. And so they got rid of the little blue truck, and they found the 65 Fairlane, and it is, I mean, real low mileage. Guy bought it, passed away. It sat in a garage. And then the final rendition of the car it's like pretty well stock.
Sure.
And they didn't do a whole lot. You know, it's got little cutouts, but pretty stock exhaust. It's got a vintage air system, 3-speed handshaker, and it's a perfect car for what they're doing. I admire the fact that somebody took the time to preserve the car and put it back to what it was.
Right.
But to me, that's not my vision of a car.
Right.
I think everything should be on the ground. But
dude, that's so funny. Like, okay, like, so I got my first car, 65 Fairlane, like we talked about, and because my dad he's muscle car guy. You know, his 56 is a big tire car, and it's just muscle. And so I had the Fairlane. I'm like, it's cool. But then I got into like the old school stuff. Then I got into mini truck, and I'm like, after like the first air suspension and like everything on the ground, everything has to be on the ground now because it looks better slammed to me. I'm like, if you're not gangster low or scraping, it's not low enough.
Well, it's funny because Ashley,
even the wife's the same way. She goes, the railer needs to be bagged. It needs to be on the ground. I'm like, thank you. Yes, it does.
It's absolutely hilarious because Ashley, like, I'll say something, and like even a newer car, I'll be like, you know, that car would be cool. And she's like, no, there's no way to make that car cool. And I have an app on my phone that I can adjust ride height.
And you just knock her down a couple inches down.
I'll take the car and I'll lay it out and just like tuck wheels. And she's like, I was like, now look at it. She's like, okay, that kind of looks cool. And I'm like,
it's funny because like
it makes ugly cars cool.
For some reason, like Andrea, my wife, we have this all-nine mail that I got from my mom. I was like, you have no idea. She goes, car's kind of in. And I'm like, no, you slam this thing. It looked good. And I showed her it's like 1 cent. She goes, yeah, but maybe not that car. I was like, yeah, but it looks good. Like, everything looks good down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They just do.
And it's a
practical? Maybe not.
No.
Style status? All day.
But again, it's also the mission for the car.
It is. It's definitely what sets the attitude for that car.
They don't need to worry about air ride. They don't need to worry about, does it have, because there's so much to think about. Their car doesn't, Ashley's car.
Oh, right.
Every time you turn in somewhere, you have to be thinking like,
yeah,
okay, I got to hit this at an angle. Or it's funny, we call it Michelangelo because it's the orange Ninja Turtle. And we go over a speed bump and you just got to hit it a little harder so you don't
a little harder,
so you don't get high centered like a turtle.
Right.
And it's just, man, then you see people, but enjoy your car the way you want to enjoy it. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Well, do it for you at the end of the day.
And that's what I try to get across is I don't necessarily have to dig what you're doing.
No.
As long as you dig it,
right.
You're the ass that's in the seat.
Unfortunately, sometimes, yeah. And even if it turned out terrible, you're like, it's still your car at the end of the day. You gotta represent that sucker for a little bit.
And you have to deal with your bullshit.
Pretty much.
If you were to, have a blower motor car, or very, very few cars do more than one thing exceptionally well.
Right.
If you want to go fast, probably not the car that you want to road trip to California.
Yep.
If you, barring Pro Touring goes fast, but it could be faster if it wasn't as good in the corners, it would be faster in a straight line. So it's give and take, and everything across the board is
everything's a give and take. Yep.
Do you want to be cool? Okay, well, that might means that you got to be a little warm in the summertime.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what's kind of fun about the El Camino build I'm doing. Like, he wants that big block power, but he wants like that Pro Touring look. We're doing the air suspension. We're getting, into the newer wheels. Mm-hmm. So it's like, he's trying to make it all around, but you're like, yeah, it still has, it's like, you got to sacrifice somewhere still. So,
and that's another thing across, you're kind of in the same generation we're in. Big wheels to a point don't offend me.
No. Yeah, and big wheels to him is 17. So
and that's
we went from 14 to 17. We went up at least.
But that's and I remember in high school mini trucks. If you had an S10 that laid on an 18,
dude, you're doing good.
You were killing it.
I remember first mini trucks, people were like, "Hey, I got 20s up front." I'm like, "How?" I was like, "Did you tub your firewall? How the heck are you getting down?" And then a buddy was like, "I got 22s up front." I'm like, "Nuh-uh." Like, what did you do here? Because 18s were the wheel. It was a big wheel.
Well, I mean, at the beginning of of me kind of getting introduced to mini trucks, if you had 15 billets, you were the man.
Yeah, if you could say the word billet, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got a Boyd wheels, or I have this, or I have that.
Oh yeah, the Cottitons and stuff like that.
And then also intros. That's what intros.
Intros are a big deal. Then I was about to say intros was kind of the wheel of the scene, even on hot rods. If you had intros, you're killing it.
Oh yeah, you were rich.
Yeah, I remember going to Good Guys events, and I'm like, this Tri-5 had intros. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, it did just
okay, baller.
But then when with the Cadillac,
I'm still over here on 10-inch steel wheels and caps. I'm like,
Well, the Cadillac, I originally, when I said, I was like, okay, I want, air ride 20s, LS.
Right.
We're road tripping it. And, I got a buddy has probably, if I could build a car for Ashley, it would be the car he built for his wife. It's a 60-something carry-all, real clean LS swap, static, not slammed, but lower, nice stance.
Right.
It's a beautiful example of a vehicle. And I was talking to him, and he's like, what's the plan? I told him, I was like, bagged 20s, boom, boom, boom. And he's like,
hood rat.
He goes, you driving that to California? I said,
yep.
Yeah. He goes, might want to rethink that whole 20s thing. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, first of all, he said, what's the biggest tire you can fit with it laying on the ground? I said, a 29, but I'm going to put 28s on it because fender skirts. And he goes, okay. So 4 inches of sidewall, road trip across America. I went,
sounds like a plan to me.
I go, yeah. He goes, might want to rethink that, bud. He's like, Joker looks real good on 15s and white walls. I went, it does.
Yep, it's classy.
I go,
give it that.
I go, but it'd look better on 20s. He goes,
yep.
But you got more chance of blowing a tire trying to run highway speeds. He's like, because you got an LS, so you're going to run highway speeds. I go, yeah. He's like, just a thought. He goes, I'm not telling you what to do. He goes, but there's a reason that I don't have 20s on that car. And I went, fair enough. Because, we do drive a lot.
No.
And I'm not, her car, when it was up and going, even with the 235, like, oh, we're going to Jacksonville. That's 3.5 hours. And like, you show up and the guy at the thing's like, where's Bushnell? And you're like, oh, it's 3.5 hours that way. And he's like, oh, did you buy the car? And I was like, no, we drove it here. Oh, you're selling it? I'm like, no.
No.
And they're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, there's a car show tomorrow. And he's like, and you just drove it here? And I was like, yep. And I'm going to try to drive it home tomorrow. What?
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah. So
road trips are awesome.
You have to build, you have to build the car for the mission, and that's.
Yeah. I usually don't see the mission through. I just kind of, I do. It's like when I brought the Lincoln down to Good Guys. That's to Des Moines, Iowa. It's a 5.5 hour drive from the house, and I didn't bring I brought a spare bag, and that was it for my air rides. Because belt, it's compressor driven, almost like 1/2-inch air ride lines. I was on the US Steelies and Vogues. I'm like, dude, we're going, and I blew a bag right the second day in town. I'm like, so I drove around leaking air, just kept the air down, and I had to every bump I had to hit switch it back up and fix it in the hotel lot, and extend our stay, and I was like, I didn't think that through.
But it's stories,
dude. Yeah, it's stories, and sorry for my kids to deal with that and the wife, but do it again. I don't know. I use back 50s as my judgment call if the car's gonna make it to Good Guys, because they're back-to-back shows. And I'm my 63 Galaxy I had. I was like, well, it made it all weekend at 50s. We're going to Des Moines next weekend or whatever, or 4th of July weekend. Dude, I blew an axle bearing out, caught on fire. I'm threw the kids out the car quick. I was didn't think that through, I guess, but it's all about the stories and driving them. I'll drive again.
But at the end of the day, you made it. And you made it, and fortunately, I'm gathering that your wife is supportive of the addiction to cars. Seems like she might have a slight addiction too.
No? Well, she likes cars. I think she puts up with it really well.
Okay. Because that helps.
It helps a lot. She does a great job watching the kids. As I try to do the hot rod stuff on the side, and you name it. But this is where I feel bad because I still have her car to finish after all these years. So I'm like, hey, let's build another one right in front of it, like the Model T I did, or these other cars. It's
well,
which is not Or like my Cadillac, I got rid of the family cruiser for the Model T. She's like, you just got rid of our family cruiser when our family cruiser of my car's not running. I'm like, always next year.
Well, and that was when I was building the Model A. We had her car, and it was like,
smart.
This is why we have two cars. And then it was like, as soon as I get the Model A done, then we'll do your car because we'll have a car running. And then it was like, okay, well, Model A went south. We're doing this build off. I end up with the Caddy. So I tell her, okay, I'm going to do the Cadillac and then we'll do your car and then we'll get back on the Model A. Okay. And then her car broke and now I'm like, now we have nothing to drive because neither one of them is. And it's like, this is why we have two cars. So this never happens.
Yeah.
So now it's like, we're a month out from the show as of the release of this episode. And neither one of my cars run right now. So we're doing great. Awesome. I think I was talking to somebody the other day and it was 32 days to our show and 36 days till the car's got to be ready for paint.
But you're doing good.
I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Oh, and I just have to start and finish the motor swap on her car.
Oh, I think that I'm getting a good kick out of that, even like with this build off. It's like I'm watching everyone already start, and I was like, it's over here, like, oh man, I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, I got a lot of things I got to do.
Well, and also that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand because, like, yeah, I could have had the Cadillac running and driving.
Oh, sure.
But it's like you're in there and you're like, okay, well, while I'm here, I'm going to address that later, so let's address it now.
Right.
So I don't have to undo what I did to fix that just to redo, let's try to make it work, cohesively. Yeah. So I don't have to rearrange something later.
Right. Unfortunately, I think that's how it's going to end up for me in the build-off. I'm going to be fixing my mistakes as I'm driving, like per stop.
Yeah. But like we did, so I did the air ride and,
right.
2 electric compressors, 5-gallon tank, level ride.
Where you're at, like 480s or something like that, or
yeah, 4
or whatever they may be nowadays.
485s, I think, or something.
Whatever. I'm rocking air slammets in my stuff.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was I'm sorry. They're Vixen compressors.
I got Vixens at the house too. I run air slant and Vixen stuff. They're fine.
Yeah. So, but like airing the car up to ride height immediately kicks the compressors because volume.
Yep.
There's 20 foot of airline from the tank to the valve to the front tires.
You're not airing up a compact by any means.
So it's like, well, this sucks because literally, like, just to get it to low ride height, the compressors kick, and you got to listen to them for 5 minutes.
It probably cycles a few times.
So then I'm like, all right, well, the box on the firewall was already broke and made it into the landfill, and you can't just call up somebody and order a AC box for a 62 Cadillac. So we're not going to have AC, or if we do, we're going to run like an underdash unit or behind dash. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to do that, then I can just run an electric compressor, which means I can run an engine-driven compressor. Yep. Then I got to figuring it out, and I was like, well, it's stupid not to run an engine-driven compressor because one half of the engine-driven compressor puts out as much air as twice of the 2 electric compressors.
Yep.
I'm like, but the motor doesn't run right now, therefore
no air.
We're back on shop air.
The whole definition like we talked about earlier. Everything's on shop air. Oh, I love that.
But there's like 4 plugs.
Those
4 plugs on the Holly
nice.
And like 5 empty wires, and the car should run. So,
because like the Lincoln was still running its stock AC unit for the driven compressor. So when the AC would call for, it would kick air to the tank. So it'd take the clutch in and run, and then pump air in.
Was it a regular, or did it have a York style compressor on it, or?
It's not really. You know what? It's been so long. I don't think it was technically a York. I have Yorks at the house, but this looked more just like your old school, like almost like a generator looking, but it's AC unit. And it had a compressor. Yeah, then the clutch would kick in. I remember that now when I'd fill it up and you would hear the clutch kicking in and out. Yeah.
Because the York.
The York is like an actual mini compressor looking.
Yeah. Which you can Ford's. 80s
Ford came with those.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I have a few of them laying around.
But because of them being an independent oil source, you don't have to worry about them lubricating. Which there's a guy, when I was looking for Yorks, it was hard to find them. Because a lot of down here, the off-road guys use them.
Oh, really?
For onboard air.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
So they could air up their tires after they've bagged them down.
Right.
So they were few and far between. And I was talking to a guy, and he's like, dude, just run. He uses regular sanding compressors. And I'm like, well, how do you get away with the oil? I'm like, do you inject oil in and then oil separator to your air tank? And he was like, well, he was doing that. But he switched to, he takes the oil out of the system, packs the compressor with grease.
Yeah, I suppose that could work the same way.
He said he's had the one compressor he's had on the car for 2 years, he said. And he hasn't had a problem out of it. And I'm like, well, that's well and good. He's like, I had a car. The first one he used some other grease. And he said after about a year, he said, I was under the hood, the car was running, and I put my hand on the compressor, and it was like fire. He's like, so I tore it down, and it had basically ate the grease out.
Oh, sure. It probably got so hot.
Yeah. So then he used peckerhead grease, which is a tractor grease, implement grease. And he said it doesn't. He said this so far. He's like, he hasn't noticed any heating issues with it, but he is going to take it down and make sure the components and everything are still good with the oil. But I'm like, that's another option, because that was the one hard thing with the LS is, I have ICT billet accessory brackets.
Mm-hmm.
And Little Shop sells an LS bracket, but it's on the driver's side. Well, everything on that motor's on the driver's side. Everything is
probably right.
And the reason they put it over there is so you can still run a normal AC compressor on the other side.
Sure, to get it room over there.
And I'm like, well, I like uniformity. And I was like, well, if I lay a York compressor on its side, the alternator and the York are about the same height. And Kenworth semis use 6-rib pulley.
Oh, shit.
So
that'll work.
I'm like, I can just run it, which that was a whole debacle of getting a belt.
Oh, I can't imagine trying to refigure out the belt for that.
Well, I had it figured out. I got the wrong belt, and then the auto parts store told me that I needed to return both belts to return the one belt to get the right belt. And I'm like, no, the one belt's on the car. It might work. I want to test that size that you gave me the wrong belt for. And back and forth, and then I had to basically do their job and be like, okay, I don't want to exchange the belt. I just want to return this belt. Give me my money back.
Right.
Okay.
It's now you're wearing the hat and uniform and you're working there.
Now I want to buy that belt.
You're right.
Oh, okay. Can you sell me that belt?
No, trust me. I already know where the belts are at. I'll go get it.
And it was my bad. And I took fault for it.
Well, sure.
I said, I didn't check the part number on the belt itself. I looked at the packaging. It was the right part number. I took it home. It was a different brand of belt and wrong part number. So I'm like, well, that sucks. So I just wanted to return the belt and buy the belt that I actually bought. And nope, you got to return both belts. And I'm like, okay, no, we're not exchanging anymore. Give me my money back for that belt. Okay, now sell me that belt. Thanks.
Ugh.
So, but it's part stores love them.
Yep.
Oh, what does it fit? It's a 62 Cadillac. The most recent one was I was having trouble with the upper radiator hose because it has a Cadillac radiator in it, which is both driver's side. And I moved the bottom to the left.
Oh.
And I ran an LS3 water pump, which exits basically out the center.
Okay.
So I could still run top to the left, bottom to the right, and everybody's good. Well, obviously, I bent up I need this right here is the hose I need. And I go in and I mistakenly told Ashley, hey, they're busy. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I come back. And the girl, and Ashley, I'll give her part numbers. She goes in, she buys parts. I get it that guys will talk down to her. So I try not to do that if it's a parts girl.
Right.
But I walk up and I hear her say, what does it fit? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. And Ashley says that. She's like, it's not going to be it's not going to be right.
Right. Trust me, you don't want to take the time to look it up.
She's like, no, it's going to be close. And Ashley's like, it's not. So she's like, okay, 62 Cadillac. What motor? LS. Is that the 390? No.
No.
It's a 4.8 LS. Came out of an 07 Silverado. Oh. But it doesn't have a truck water pump on it anymore. It's got a 2010 Camaro water pump. Oh.
Your Cadillac is starting to sound like Johnny Cash.
So then she's like, so she goes back there and I'm like, please just let me walk back there.
That's the best way. Like, that's why I love what parts are up here. They just let me go back there.
Well, and finally that's what happened. But I'm like, dude, so I'm standing there and I see the lady and I'm like, she is down in the 2-inch belt section, or 2-inch diameter hose, and I need an 1.7 1.75 on one side, and 1.25 on the other side. So 2 inches isn't anywhere near where we want to be. But okay, and she comes up and she puts the thing on her, or she puts the hose, and she's like, "There it is," and I'm like, "In what universe?" And she's like, well, this is the closest one I have. And I'm like, I can see there, I know it's going to take two hoses. I know. I said, but this is a 2-inch belt. Well, yeah, this is what you handed me. It's a 2-inch hose. I said, well, yes, but that's just the shape I need.
Now I need the size of that shape.
I said, and it's not your bad because you didn't ask. I mean, it is your bad because you should have asked, but you didn't. And she gets huffy, and I'm like, oh, buddy. Okay.
Not today.
So finally the guy steps in. He's like, just come back here. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, man, I wasn't trying to be a dick, but and he's like, they don't understand. I'm like, okay. And I walk back up there and she's like, well, this is what you get for Frankenstein and shit together. And I'm like,
oh, there you go. That's it.
I'm like, it's an LS swap. I'm not trying to put a Pinto motor in a Cadillac.
Everyone's doing it.
An LS swap is about as common now as a small block swap used to be.
It literally is this modern take on a small block Chevy swap. Yeah.
This is not uncommon.
No.
I am not the first person that has done an LS swap on a Cadillac. Far from it. And it's like,
oh, jeez.
Well, you're just trying to. And it's like, okay.
Okay.
All right. Sell me these 2 hoses.
Pretty much. And I want to get out of here.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Oh, jeez.
So, is there a show or event that you try to make every year?
So Motorhead Madness is a buddy's car show. Mike Bush, he puts on every year that I try to bring a new car every year for him. So my trailer, it's in March, so we trailer a car from the house up to his show and stay for the weekend. I do pinstriping at his car show for him. And then, back 50s and then Good Guys. Like, I love Good Guys event. So those are usually like the 3. And then I'll hit up a lot of local stuff too. But those are, I would say, the few that I really look forward to. So other than that, we got the car club going again and with some really killer members in it, and they just want to drive. So now we're starting to do a lot of shows. We're doing hangouts once a month again. And, one of the car club members, a few of them actually, they were out in, I forget the car show. It's something, I think it was in Oklahoma. Is it at the Rocks or whatever? They drove his Catalina out there and back, which is pretty sweet. So, yeah. Anything local or around, kind of fun.
Is there a show or event that you've never made that you'd like to make?
Well, I think we talked about 2 of them. Well, I don't know about the truck meet no more, but more turkey run for sure. I want to travel and do a lot more of the Good Guys events. I want to become a member of that again and get, hit up a lot of their shows. I think they put on a lot of nice, decent shows. So, but I'd like to get into some of the old school shows too, the reunion for the kind of Bear style. I think Blue Larry puts that on too. I think, and then there's a couple of shows in Iowa in the spring. They do a meltdown kind of old hot rod vintage style. But I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Anything that kind of seems up my alley, I kind of want to try to at least get to. I'd love to plan a road trip to do 66 still with one of my cars eventually. That'd be fun. But
definitely need to hit up the Hangout January 3rd. Big Daddy Don Garlich.
That's a bucket list. I wish next time we go, because I said, we usually go every year. I'll be hitting the museum up for sure.
January 3rd, man, come out.
But maybe it gives me a little motivation to maybe get the Rambler finally together and we can trailer it down and cruise that for that week and do all that. The car, I say this all the time, but when a car's not that far away, if you just kind of put your head down and do it, the car could be done fairly quick. So I could make the Rambler go down in January.
There you go.
I think it would be pretty fun.
All registered cars get a discount into the museum. There's pinup show, food trucks, all of our advertisers are encouraged to build trophies, and anyone with a car club is encouraged to build a trophy and give out their pick.
Okay. It would be kind of cool to trailer down a car and go cruise.
Yeah, man. So, what is one piece of advice that you would give somebody that is trying to get into this car world?
One thing I would probably say, and especially over the years of trying to get myself going and my little shop name and all that, is you may stumble or fall on a lot of your projects, and sometimes you might not complete one, but do your best to have fun, never lose your spirit, and try to keep yourself motivated and just see a lot of your stuff through. And every day you have the motive to go build and work on a car, keep that in your head, because I think that's the best thing you can be doing, to be honest. Every time, even seeing the car all the way through, or even just seeing progress on a build, it's to look back on something, to be able to say I did that. It's a good feeling. So it doesn't matter the price, it doesn't matter the outcome, the out ending and the goal of it. Just get in there and try it. It could, even if you buy something from just running and driving and throwing a set of wheels and tires and lowering it and learning the little bit, don't be afraid to go in there. The car community is big and there's a lot of welcoming hands out there. for information. So, and that's where I've gotten to, even at the house, is like, you know, like I got like the whole garage right now. Like that's why I'm also like not doing the Merc yet. Is like I got 4 customer cars in my garage right now. So like, and but it took me this long to realize, like, you know, I can do it. So, people that are getting into it, just keep at it. Don't listen. As hard as it is, because everyone gets it every day. There's always a critic.
Oh yeah.
Don't let those people bring you down. As long as you're enjoying and having fun at the end of the day, you're doing good. That's the way I look at it. You know, not everyone can build the same. Not everyone has the skills. Not everyone has the same ideas. But as long as you're having fun with it, that's where it counts. So it's like learning pinstriping. Dude, I never thought I could like get pinstriping down enough to where I was like, I'd put a little video up on Instagram, and now I'm like, that's not so bad. Like, just never give up, is what I'd have to say.
Ashley got me a pinstripe kit. Was it last year? I'm not patient enough to learn.
Dude,
I would love.
I feel you on that.
I have a real issue, and I know it's an issue. Like
we all have issues.
I feel like
it's okay.
Yeah, some can't be fixed though, mental. But
no, that's fair.
You know, I don't have the patience to work on something that I don't see me being good at.
Sure.
And I need to that's one thing I need to get better at, is just because I try something and it doesn't work 3 times, that doesn't mean it won't work on the 4th time.
Right.
But at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm good at doing this.
I'll just pay the pinstriper to do it.
You know, I'm good at this. I don't need that.
Yeah.
You know.
And it definitely comes back to, like I just said, like you will hit that wall. Everyone hits that wall, no matter what you're doing. But get across that. Like keep going. Like you will get something out of it. Like even if it's like, for me, it's like finding different brushes, finding different paints, like mixes, and
I think that's a lot of it. I think that's a lot of it. Is there's so much.
There's a lot of variables in it,
and
you know, temperature, like you name it,
and you get people, you know, some people swear by X, but it doesn't work for this other guy that's also amazing,
right?
And what works for one doesn't necessarily equate, and there's so many different brushes, techniques.
And I'm in that exact boat right now. Like, I'm very stuck to one shot pinstriping paint and MAC brushes. Mm-hmm. But I really love what Alpha 6 Enamel has to offer for their color variety and the pricing. So from adapting from that to this, and the way the brush and everything works with each like different paint, I mean, you know, it's definitely a variable too. Like, so one rule, like it worked that way to thin it that way for that paint, but now it's like way different over here. You know, so like I'm right now, like not all the time, but like I'll get like a brush, like a blowout line. I'm like, what the heck? I wasn't getting that. And now it's like, then you rethin it and figure it out. I'm like, oh, okay, this is where we're at. Like, but then temperature, like, is a big thing too. So.
Oh, but it's awesome to see, and we get a lot of it at a lot of the shows that we go to. It's awesome to see the different ways that people go about pinstriping. Oh,
for sure. That's what's fun about it. Everyone is their own artist in it.
Yes. Well, and even, you know, Johnny Jalopy does our logos.
Oh, that's cool.
And he did the logo for last year with my Model A, and he did the logo this year for the 26 hangout. And seeing him, like, he'll send us a rough draft, and I'm like, dude, that's badass. And then he's like, okay, you like it? I'm like, yeah. And then he sends something else, and I'm like, how did you make that better?
Right. Like, I like this one.
I was good at the rough draft version, and it's like he adds something else, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's sick. And it's like, oh, and then a little tweak, and it's like, oh, man, that's... And also, you talk to people, because, and this is across the board, even on car design, it used to be you had 4 wheel choices, 5 wheel choices.
Right.
You could have
Keystone,
stock steels,
Kragers,
Keystone, yeah. And now,
sorry guys, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, but it was true. I mean, that was the options,
right?
And then lowrider, LA lowrider style was Supremes or Spokes.
Supreme, Spokes, yeah, Dayton's. What was some other ones? What was the other
LA
Supremes
Wire,
that were out there?
You got Dayton's,
LA Wires, yeah, you name it.
Spokes and Vogues.
Oh, Spokes and Vogues. Dude, I love a Spoke and Vogue. I'm a sucker for that.
And it's like...
Spokes do not make probably for a good long trip, I'll say that right now.
No.
No.
Well, actually, I had mentioned Psycho. Psycho Simmons is the reason that Supremes are outlawed in New Zealand.
Really?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
He broke a Supreme. And
that's wild.
They did a big article on why that wheel is not safe. I'll see if I can.
As we're over here, just a thumbs up.
And he put another set of Supremes on his Lincoln. So.
Is that what you were sending me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Multitasking. Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah. And I'll see if I can find the article and send it
Fairlane
to you.
looks good too. Oh, so the Fairlanes 2 are post model, huh?
Yeah. That's my mom and dad's new ride.
Nice.
But
the 56 is my dad's, and then the shoebox is my grandpa's, the Mustang is my stepdad's, and the Rambler, well, the wife's car that I need to finish still, but dude, that's not even like half of what I even have out here. Like, if I were to tell you everything that's in my yard.
What was the last picture?
The last picture of is the wife's 64 Rambler.
Oh, dude, that's dope.
Dude, thank you. Like I said, it's a car. Like, if you like it, sure. If you're not into it, we can still appreciate it.
That's
she
dope.
likes
But the reason it's dope is because you're not going to see another one.
Dude, okay, and that's why I picked this car for her. Like, she loves Novas, Falcons, tiny cars. Like,
yep.
And I had a little '63 Nova for a while, like, and she loved it. And I was like, okay, let's find you one. And they're just pricey. And then I stumbled across a '64 Rambler, $500, original paint still. It was a torque tube car. And I was like, this is it. I said, this is about to be as closest thing you're going to get for the price of this solid around here. So, and then we pulled the torque tube out. I put an 8 1/4 rear end. So, it's also 355 posi rear. It's on drag radials, air suspension, small block Chevy, turbo 350, single turbo. It's going to be fun. Now it's just picking color, really. But I might just throw it in a black sealer and just get her cruising for now. You know what I mean? Like, and then we can go back to all that later.
I know y'all got snow, so this doesn't work for y'all up there, but I roll that bitch that way. That picture would be exactly how it looked.
Yeah, it's a sweet car. I should finish it.
I dig that it's simple.
I hope she don't listen to this podcast.
Why?
She's like, yeah, that guy's really right.
It does.
She really finished that car. It's a sleek looking car.
But it's and again, this is the type of car that I really can get behind because it's simple.
Yeah.
But
what I was trying to go for with it is like so I shaved obviously I shaved the chrome off it.
Of course.
Front and rear, like I shaved it all. But I did have the cowl. I could send you more pictures too, but like under the cowl, I left the stock Rambler pieces and I lifted the hood up and I slid the cowl into the hood. So the factory Rambler hood still rolls into the cowl. So like there's like modifications that are like subtle.
Well, and that's so.
But so I left the handles on it because it's a family cruiser, so I fit the kids in it. But
that's what that's
on air like she wanted. So it sits dirty. It sits and then it's a small tire drag radial. Like it's a little. I don't know what you want to call this car, but it's cool.
But I like when I got the chance to go out to the West Coast Customs show,
Mm-hmm.
there was obviously Gene passed. So one whole haul was nothing but his cars. And then the other haul was Moon Eyes and Bears.
Sure.
And, there's radical, like, ridiculous customs. But then a good example, the 55 owned by Ken Sainer with Bad Idea Customs. When Brian designed that car and built it, there's modifications that you wouldn't notice if there wasn't a 55 Crown Vic sitting next to it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no, the V trim that's on a Crown Vic. There's no V trim on the side of the car. But he took the V trim and moved it to the door panels.
Oh, that's slick.
So the door panel, both sides of the interior of the door panels has the V that flows through it.
That's pretty, yeah. I like that.
Shaved handles, vent windows that don't lock because there's no poppers, so you reach in.
Sure, so you reach in,
so you don't have to worry about, I can't get in the car. Because that's the thing that I don't like about shaved door handles.
You're right.
If you don't have a backup,
you're kind of done.
You're screwed.
It's funny you say that. Like my buddy, mini trucker, but hot rodder too. His Nissan, he forgot to roll his window down. He didn't hook his poppers up yet, so he has to wait for the cops to get his doors open. So he's just sitting at holiday, just drinking his drink, and he just talking. People like, yeah, that's a nice truck. And he's like, dude, it's a good look, but when you forget the popper situation, you're right.
Well, and also like, because I wanted to shave the Cadillac.
Sure.
Because a lot of the trim, some of the trim is staying, but a lot of the trim is getting shaved. But the vent windows crank.
Okay.
So
which makes it kind of
I have no way of getting in. If I park the car, I roll the windows up, I can't get in the car now. So I'd have to run some sort of popper. But I found, I think it's a 59 or 60 El Camino that a guy did, and he used the door locks as the door handles.
Oh, that's slick.
So instead of it locking and unlocking the door, it pulls the latch. So all you have is the lock on the door, which is less intrusive than the door handle.
Right. I can dig that.
So before
I sent you a picture of the Merc wagon.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at my Merc to his, you kind of can see the idea of where I'm heading with that.
That wagon is awesome. And
yeah. So I'm gonna get rid of my post too. So mine will be a hard top, and then chop it down, put the wagon roof, and those caps that are on right now are from my grandpa. 51 Plymouth with bullets over it. Plymouth caps. So I don't know if I might even rock those. I like those caps too. So.
Hell yeah. Well, before we get out of here, is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to?
Oh man, a lot of people. I'll name off a quick few. Obviously, Jeremiah for letting me be in on the build off and introducing me to you for being on the podcast tonight. I'd say my wife for sure, and without her, I couldn't really be out in the garage and all the things I'm trying to do. I guess my shop, I guess too. Like without the space, I can't do it. So having that's nice. So I guess that, and that's really about it. Maybe Peace and Grease too for helping me get into some of the newer stuff that I'm adventuring into with these guys. That's kind of fun. So
yeah, man.
But
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. It's pretty nice being part of everything. So
make sure you go show Why Not Fab on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok some love. Go to Throttle Addict, use the code word Hot Rod. You can save 15% off. Mr. Johnny Jalopy, go check out his artwork. He's also the Hangout 2026 logo. He will also be at the Hangout selling some art and some merch, so come check him out. Wrenching for the Future, getting kids back in the shop, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And huge shout out to PsychoFab. On that same note, thank you, Chris Adams, for coming over and helping me do some body work on the caddy to get it ready for Psycho to lay some sick paint on it. Cannot wait, guys. Till next time, get out and drive your shit. Later.